Hello YouTube viewers, welcome to my channel Science to Technology. In today's show, Rocket Monday, we're going to talk about the PR nightmare that happened with unfortunate NS-31. So let's dive deep into it. So this puppy was the Blue Origin's NS-31 suborbital flight, normal thing that happens. It happened on 14th April. Basically, when I'm making it, it's just a few days old. And it was 10-minute, 21-second trip. Again, normal for this system. And this was 6 women, world's first ever woman-only crew. And no man was present. And who went into this? Well, first, the most popular is a singer. Second is Jeff Bezos' fiance. Third is TV. There was an engineer, a film producer, and a scientist. And no man was used. Yeah, things got out of hand very quickly. So let's dive deep into it. Why it got such a bad PR? Well, first, the term they keep using crew. They are not crew. Again, the reason I'm not talking about astronaut is basically that definition is not clear. Crew definition is clear. So basically, new Shepard does not have a crew, meaning there is no person that is acting as a pilot. Nothing. Nope. Nada. So if, for example, if you are in Dragon, there is a crew. Again, 99.99% of the time is the computer is taking care of everything. And if it goes kaput, then new person takes over. And again, same goes with Virgin Galactic. This is far more manual system, but you get the point. These things have crew. But for designation of crew, you must do something. Okay, so that's the designation. That's why people inside an aircraft are distributed into categories. One category is crew, another is passenger. Passenger is just there to chill, have fun, and the crew, which includes flight attendant, because they are doing things in the craft. And same applies in basically if you are talking about cruise ships. So this is one thing that you must understand. Crew must require to do something. Then only you can have the crew moniker. And it does not matter whether you are doing something like experiment also. It does not have to be craft specific. For example, this is a stuff. This is what we call vomit comet. Basically, it's a plane modified and trained pilots who just basically go it like this and go yeet like this. So every time they're going yeet like this and they're matching the acceleration. So inside the fuselage, you reach a point where you are 0G for few seconds, sometimes almost I think a minute maybe. So this allows you authentic 0G experience. So the best use of this like in pop culture is Apollo 13 movie. And if you watch that movie, you will think like all those things are CGI, because again, they are floating like they are in 0G. Yeah, because they were shot inside this. They were shot in actual 0G. Christopher Nolan ate your heart out. So no wires over this rig and no, 0G baby. So that's the whole point. And for this example, like this is made in space, they are like, hey, we want to put 3D printer in space. You can simulate everything about space on Earth except the gravity part. You can't do anything about that. But here, you go put it into vomit comet, you do it. And again, you have to do everything in 30 seconds to figure out whether it's going to work or not. And this is a normal thing. This is a regular flight. They keep doing this because again, you need to do this. That's the only way where you can have at least some marginal idea of like whether this is puppy is going to work or not. So this is what we call crew. And again, when you compare to Polaris Dawn, not only how they are trained for much longer time, they are actually trained so they can handle some oops event. And they are flat out pilots. So that is classified as a crew. When you do not even have a steering wheel, where you do not even have a control input or anything like that, it's a full auto system, meaning you are a passenger, not a crew. And calling them crew, again, I am not fighting against astronaut, because again, astronaut designation is not very clean or clear cut. Some people are trying to make that astronaut designation for high altitude balloons. So that's messy. But again, crew part is, we have Soviet Union, okay, in history, which sent women alone in space. So again, that's a crew, a cosmonaut. So this is the fundamental frustrating part. It's not crew. Do not call it crew. The new Shepard cannot have crew. And again, these are the things that pile up and make it a poop storm. So then we come to my personal favorite. Why the heck the camera is so bad? Because again, the only time I actually paid attention to this was Jeff Bezos' first time. I thought the cameras were like, Mark 1 prototypes, is just like put something and let's get it going. And they have a lot of cameras. They understand that this sort of a joyride does require cameras. I have no idea. I think ISRO may be helping them to make the cameras. I mean, like, holy damn, this is bad. Like, footage inside looks bad. Like it's so flat. It's like, why? And again, this system is so expensive, so hype. And again, photography is important in this. Photography also includes video. So for footage, I was thinking, like, again, if this is that high priority, which again you're charging millions of dollars per, have two sensor camera, like literally one sensor like this, one sensor like this, and have a beam splitter. So one takes highlight, one takes a low light. That's the easiest way of doing single shot HDR, where you truly have, like, 15 stops of dynamic range. So again, so you will not get blown, or say, then it will look super awesome. GG. Like, again, this is handheld camera, basically. Most likely they're mobile phones, most likely iPhone, and you can see the footage differences. Like, how the heck a dedicated camera this is this huge is so garbage. Like, again, I'm seeing all the news photos and all that, they are boosting the contrast, like, to make it like, no, this is hyper bad. It's like, why? And again, this is made for either publicity or memorabilia. Basically, you're like, hey, I have money in this time, let's collect all our family, let's just go for this fun ride. You would want that ride to be documented properly. You should not need to carry your own iPhone. You should be like, yeah, bro, we got this, there is awesome footage. So that was like, again, Kerry Petty also puts a leaflet, and I'm like, it's like, I can barely see it. It's like, it's just bad. Like, they should be documented in high definition. And again, high definition does not mean full HD. It could be, this camera could be 4K. It's just not a good camera. Or like the settings are messed up, which again, this is not the first or second, or it's like a very long list mission. So it should have been much better than this. And again, it does matter, because again, people are paying for it. You have to pay, like, it matters. It's really, really important. Then we come to the really bad part, overselling. Now here's the deal. With proper PR, this could have been a GG event. Like, this could have been genuinely a good event for a woman and feminism. So what you have to do, like, let's just assume I am the PR manager. What can I do? Well, first thing I'll say, Jeff Bezos, my man, make sure your fiance is not in this flight. Again, move her before this flight, move her after this flight, but don't have her in this flight. And make sure the whole signature of this system is women can earn enough money to go to space on her own. Basically, Katy Perry, again, she has more than enough worth, more than enough deep pockets, where she can be like, oh, she's a woman. For some reason, women's dresses don't have pocket. I do not know why, but I don't know. She has deep pockets or deep bank balance. So she could have like, okay, let's just remove that one slot. We'll bring her teacher or whatever have you. Because again, that's what sons do. Like, for example, be it Richard Branson or be it Jeff Bezos. Like Jeff Bezos, like the most out there story is that when he went to collect F1 engine from the bottom of the goddamn sea, he was like, okay, we need a crew, we need this, and crew as in like actual crew and all that. And he was like, he brought his mom. Only one woman in that whole voyage was his mom, because again, he wanted to share that moment with his mom. Her mom also wanted to go. Awesome. That's what sons do. Lot of sons, if they become successful and they have good relationship with their family, they will do things like that. It's like, I got you. And again, that's an awesome thing to do. Now imagine how awesome that would be, instead of hearing son doing it or husband doing it or things of this nature, a woman doing it for her teachers, for her family. That would be like, damn. And again, flex it. Like, don't even try to, it's like, oh, it's for this. No. It's like, it's woman can earn enough money on her own merit and sell enough of it, sell as in like songs and all that, that she can actually do this. She can actually be the one, like, the breaks that generational curse. So that would have been awesome. But primary requirement, Jeff Bezos' fiance cannot be in that flight. But again, that would have been it. Damn. And at that point, anybody who is criticizing it would like, bro, you salty, bro. You salty, bro. Although I'm pretty sure all men would be like, if they're like, if their working wives start complaining too much about it, she made money. She took her husband to space. That would have been ultra awesome. But again, you get the point. If you wanted that, like, all female batch, put some teacher there, female teacher, or like, your old friend when she was not very rich, but like, she supported it. That would have been awesome. Like, in terms of marketing, that would have flown well. Like, people, all you have to say is like, you salty, bro. You salty, bro. That would have been awesome. And then sue this woman. Basically, Gary King. Please tell me, King is like actual surname? Gary King can't open her mouth. Like, she cannot, like, put duct tape. Like, you cannot open her mouth. I'm not even joking. If I were Jeff Bezos, I will actually sue her. She actually started comparing him. Like, what the F? No, you are not Alan Shepard. Alan Shepard is an American icon. He is the first man from America that went to space. And this is old school space, meaning there was no guarantee that you're actually going to come back alive. So how the heck that happened? And I'm not joking. Like I'm genuinely thinking she had short circuit. I stopped watching the video. Apparently, she actually thinks, or somebody told her that this Blue Origin is using this to dump garbage in space. I'm like, I'm pretty sure you are short circuiting your memory of big movie Wally. I'm gonna destroy Blue Origin if anyone is that stupid in there that is working. It's like, oh, we're gonna throw garbage in space. You can't. It's like that's why I said, like, she actually made it so much worse. There was an engineer in the flight. There was a scientist in the flight. Nobody talks about this because she opened her mouth. And again, opening her mouth is like fun and all, attention grabbing and all that. That's cool, fun, have fun. It's just that, mm, no. So that overselling, and overselling does have penalty. So now you might be like, okay, why should I care? Well, here's the deal. For humanity's growth, space has to become cheap, right? We all agree on that. Unless you are some cave dweller or a toilet people, you will be like, no, humans should stay in the cave. Again, that's the cave in this scenario would be Earth. I see humanity as an ever-expanding species, meaning we left the cave, got into the open land. Then we started to conquer the sky. Then we started to conquer our celestial sphere, as in then slowly started to conquer moon, then slowly started to conquer Mars. Then slowly at some point, our children's children will be like, okay, now we are taking first leap ahead from our solar system. That's what I expect humanity to be, ever-expanding influence. So if you are in that sort of category, you will understand that we need space. And again, space has lot of problem solving abilities, like 87% of humanity's problem, removing the psychological problems and sociological problems, all of the problems can be solved by space. Space is like, bro, you do not know problem. I solved all the problems for you, like all the problem. So that's the good thing. Now here's the deal. To make sure the price comes down, you have to sell it to rich people first. Your Mark 1 will always be sold to rich people. And for them to buy this thing, it cannot be tainted. There are histories of models that like car models. Like in India, there is this bike, KTM bike. It was used by so many influencers. It got such a bad name. We called it Chapri. That literally KTM did not start to sell. Like it was a good bike. There is nothing wrong with the bike, but because the image is so tainted, they were not selling. They used to be like, there was a point they were like selling like hotcakes. Now they're like, come on, somebody buy it, because the reputation damage was so huge for that models. And again, it happens with a lot of other things also. So you cannot have something that's supposed to be for rich people be tainted. They will just leave, because again, rich people, what is the most important thing they build over the years that cannot be bought by money? Is reputation. That's why they hire people with PR. That's why they have people who are controlling their image, everything. Because again, once the reputation is tainted, it's bad. Again, for them, for you and me, it does not matter. For them, it does matter. So again, companies have canceled deals, have done things just on reputation alone. So let that be very clear. It matters to them, not to you and me, but to them it does matter. You cannot have something that is tainted. Oh, dumb people go in those flights. Trust me, half of the rich people will later on will be like, yeah, I'm not going there. It has bad image, So that's a very serious thing. And be mindful. You need to just go back few years ago, like 40 years ago. Mobile phone was the same thing. Go almost like, let's say, 100 years ago. Flights were the same thing. Automobile were the same thing. For example, this lady is showcasing 1984's Motorola brick phone, so to say. You would not want to understand the price. And I have to give her credit. Her face is stable. But this was a dumbbell. I'm not even joking. It was actually that heavy. It was size and weight of a dumbbell. Like, how is she keeping her face straight? I'm like, damn. Damn. And again, they must have paid her a lot. And not to mention this brick puppy, $4,000. I dare you to Google it, how much it would be in 1984. I dare you. So trust me. And again, people say Henry Ford made a T model that democratized automobile. Technically true, but practically not true. What does that mean? That simply means, yes, it did allow us to make a lot of cars. Yes, over time it allows someone like me even to own a car. Like I do have a Maruti Espresso, very low cost car, but it was only possible because this happened. But here's the deal. If you go back to that time, this was not being bought by average Joe. No. This was bought by people who are like sorted. And again, now we are ignoring the majority of people who could not afford this back then. And now we're like, he democratized this. Again, that's how it happens. Same goes with flight. Flight was such a luxurious thing because it had to be luxurious. Because again, it was so expensive. Rich people will not go if you are going to treat them like commoners. So they're like, bro, you have to. And you have to pamper them. Only then you can get enough money in your business. Then it becomes cheap. And this was like out of the four brilliant idea Elon Musk had, this was one brilliant idea he did had. The reasons why electric cars were not working is because people were trying to make it for poor people. Don't make it for poor people, make it for rich people. That was the whole point he figured out. Like, make it for rich people first. That was the Tesla Roadster, basically a Lotus supercar made it with electric systems. Tada! It became successful. People are like, how the heck he did that? Because he followed this system. And then he's like, okay, once he has the money, once he has all the engineering on, then let's make Model T. Oh, sorry, Model 3. So, Model Y or whatever have you. Basically, that's how you do. That's how you have to do. If you want technology to get cheaper. And again, same thing went for television. If you ever wondered why older television used to come in such a nice wood case, like right now that wood case is more valuable than the TV inside, that's the reason for it. It had to pamper the rich people who would put money into it. Only then the technology will become cheaper. Only then you and I can enjoy it. And I want to live in a world where, hopefully, knock on wood, maybe someday I could become rich enough, or this become cheap enough, or this both crossover where I can get into space. So that's the whole point. And fake drama can cause serious harm here. And again, even ISRO is trying to do something like this with a next generation launch vehicle. The booster is reusable, so they are planning to do something like that. And again, that same thing has to be taken care of there. Like, somebody has to be the PR guy. Somebody has to be taken care of. It's like, bro, I got this. You're gonna do this awesome, have fun, but try to, like, tailor it properly. So that's why we should care. Like, if you want technology to become cheaper, it has to be done. Like, it has to go through this. So, rich people are doing it. Again, you want a future where humanity expands to space? We have to deal with this. So this was my presentation on the nightmare that happened with Yumi on a space flight. Hopefully you have liked it, learned from it. In that case, please give the like button, share it amongst your friends. That will help me a lot. If you didn't like it, didn't enjoy it, I urge you to press dislike, press it twice to show me extra disappointment. Please leave a comment because I do try to reply to all of them. Subscribe, press the bell icon if you're free, and as always, thanks for watching.